Hello guys, let's talk about layers. Okay, layers. We have this box on the template drawing. Again, please have in mind that this might change with the time. In fact, these ones are obsolete. The layers are not named like this anymore, but I will keep it because you might encounter this naming, so it will be handy we used to name things. Okay, one thing very important, this ACAD PGP. In reality, if you just copy this and glue it in your ACAD PGP, I think this really quicks like speeds up the process of drawing. I use constantly II to isolate layers, OO, UU. Like this is very important. And I will include LS, which is layer state. Layer state. This is essential. Now layer colors. Let's go for colors first. Okay, this you have a list of how things print in our in how things are printed according to the colors we use. So normally red is the thick. Actually, normally 7, which is white in black background or black in white background, is the thickest, like very thick. It's normally for terrain and stuff like that. 16 sections, and then we do one like it's red for section, two section but a bit thin, like maybe joinery. Three normally is projection close. Four is projection far. Five is really faint, and then eight and nine is just inverse. Like eight looks like nine in white background, and nine looks like eight in white background. Then we have demolition colors. We have colors that doesn't print. They are set not to be printed. 30 and 40 we use normally for areas and stuff like that. Then we have the architectural color code, which normally we have a legend for this. Then we have some preference on colors. I personally like the series of even numbers of 40, 40, like 43, 45, 47, 49, and 63 for greens and 142 for blues, like glass and stuff like that. Then we have some colors that are also our preference for diagrams. And then we have some colors that will print in gray, and they are very useful to distinguish like annotation. Normally, let's say that we have a layer to annotate lighting. We normally have in one of these colors. It's easy to see in a background, but it's printed in just dark gray. And then we have the gray colors. Okay, now, the layers. The layers are normally pretty simple. We have few groups. The groups CCM is the name of the company, and then we go with numbers 00. Okay, 00 are for the realm of the drawing. Areas organizer, which is the grid that you see here. The areas are this layer. I'm gonna go one by one, yeah. And this is this, as you can see, this and this go together. So if you modify this area, the area, it will update on the tag, typical thing. And but this layer doesn't print, and it also sometimes it's a bit annoying in the middle, so we can just lock the layer. Anyway, let me get back to the layers. In fact, I'm gonna copy this close to the drawing, will be much faster since I'm doing many things on the computer. Okay, now then we have a revision cloud, so revision or revision cloud. This is very important because we know that this layer prints with this color, and it's to say, hey guys, we have to review this and even show on the printed plans. That's very important. Now CCM layout, no print layout, just print. Okay, whatever is in the callouts, the title of the drawing, the title block, anything, it's going to be printed, just print. If not going to be printed, like for example, a survey that we use or an external reference we use, no print. Same with external reference, no print and just print. Now, then we have layers with O1. O1 is for stuff that happens outside or beyond the project. In this case, we have compliance, context, and site. I show you what do I use these layers for. In here, you will see the layer site. Actually, if I get this, will be context. and you see the context, just in house next door, and also you will see the house next door on elevations. This will be context. If I go with side, I yeah, is the side, and then in elevation, but the side in elevation, and this is always a block reference to the reference point. Same with this. Same with this. Okay. And then we have planning or compliance, which is a layer to show the planning requirements, etc., etc. Now we have two. Two is architectural, and two divides into A, which is architectural proposed, AD, architectural demolition, and AE, architectural existing. And then the organization is pretty much the same. After the A or AD or 8E, we have anno of annotation. And if we have more specific annotation that we need, then we add. For example, this one is finish, fixtures and equipment, or finishes, items, spatial, as many as we need. Just follow this. Then we have one for diagrams in case we need to do diagrams, like for example, the symbol of the ramp and the crosses in voids and stuff like that. Then we have entourage. Okay, entourage is very important because it's the layer we use to put furniture that is out of our scope, but it's important to have it in the drawing. That was entourage. So just gonna isolate. And it's also for trees and cars and lot of stuff. Now, typical thing that goes in entourage, if you come here, you'll see a lot of blocks that I created. Most of them are with visibility states, and yeah, all this goes in entourage: cars, trees, people, bathrooms. Now, this layer entourage is quite important because it gives a scale to the drawing. But please do not confuse with other layers like interior. If we have to do some joinery, and joinery is part of our scope, then that goes in layer interior. So that's a bit confusing, but you'll get it later on. Okay, then a projection, a section, a projection pattern, a section pattern. Easy. Projection, whatever is not been cut. Section, whatever is being cut. And then the by default color is red in section, for example, but we can change it to yellow or we can change it to white. Then section pattern, same stuff. If I isolate this layer, yeah, we'll see that we have some patterns on the new architectural, yeah, on this project. Then this will be in section AE pattern section. Okay, yeah. Some you might find that some layers have pattern, yeah, all the way around, but yeah, basically it's the same. Now then annotation and architectural demolition, the same only for demolition, whatever is going to be demolished, and architectural existing, same stuff. Now then we have interior, landscape pattern. In this case, we have landscape pattern. It might happen that we have landscape annotation or landscape in more layers after landscape. So we feel free to add as many other layers following this hierarchy. So if we need more details on hydraulics, we have one for symbols, one for diagrams, one for annotation. We just created with this. Okay, and then yeah, electrical, lighting, mechanical, and then miscellaneous for things that are elevators and stuff like that, or anything that doesn't fall in these main categories. So 99% of the things will fall in these categories. We're missing for some reason CCM 05 structure, which is the structure grids or any columns or whatever. Okay, so these are the layers. I hope it's clear, and yeah, do not make any extra layers unless follow that hierarchy. Ciao.